Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning on in. I'm Tobin. I appreciate you guys checking us on out. It means a lot to me. If you would, hit subscribe there, like this page, do all that good stuff. That would mean a lot to me. Also, if you guys would go check us out, the Tobin and Leroy show is available for youtube.com/theticketmiami. Got 4 hours for you every single day. Check us on out every single weekday. Let me not act like I'm out here doing weekends. That would be a lie. I don't want to lie to you. I want to be honest. All right, it's important for me to be out here being honest to you. So, Dolphins are going to have a couple days off here, and we'll gear up for a little joint practice with that charlatan, Tom Brady. When does he answer for his crimes, by the way? When does he have to face the music for what he did with saboteuring this organization with his greedy methods of trying to say, oh, I don't want to be here. Oh, I want to be somewhere else. Oh. No consequence. Just rolls around here willy-nilly, deflating footballs, defying age, doing whatever he wants. Never has to face anybody, right? Never has to pay the piper, this Tom Brady. So we'll see what's what. Little Tua kicking his ass in practice because he doesn't have the guts to play in the preseason game, right? Oh, I'm 45 years old. Oh, I don't want to play in preseason. Grow up, Peter Pan. You know what? Why don't you go off to another career? You're sitting here playing football, nearly 50 years old. What kind of a life is this? Sitting here playing a kid's game, and you're nearly collecting Social Security. All right, you're twice the age of your teammates. Ridiculous. I'm so sick of him. Sick of his ass. All right, let me just be quite frank when it comes to Tom Brady. That's neither here nor there. All right, I don't want to talk about Tom Brady anymore. Been there, done that. But Dolphins training camp been rolling. And this rookie, Erik Ezukanma, Eazy-E, as the kids are calling him, has been flashing, dude. And you want to know what you want to do in camp? You want to flash. That's what you want to do, all right? You don't want to be out here, being quiet, getting no run, getting no play. You don't want to show up on be a blip on the radar. You want to be all over it, dude, like sonar, which is how Dolphins communicate. Or maybe that's echolocation. It's neither here nor there. The point is, Erik Ezukanma has looked really, really good and has flashed all over the place when it's come to this team. And even Tua was talking about this in recent days when he last spoke about the rookie receivers between him and Braylon Sanders. And this is your Dolphins quarterback on them.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with them. They have very good ball tracking skills. They're long and they're fast. They're fast for some pretty lanky guys. They'll insert. I think the hardest thing for them is just transitioning with hearing the play calls in the huddle, knowing where to be. But other than that, very impressive. Throughout the OTAs and throughout the first couple of days of training camp.
Maybe a little under the radar.
Oh yeah, I would say definitely under the radar. Those are definitely dark horses for our team. Those two.
So you're getting praise from your quarterback, also getting some praise from his head coach, Mike McDaniel. Here's what McCoachin had to say about him.
You could tell from the minute that you started working with him, this guy was a driven dude. He takes it very serious, and the best football is in front of him because when he plays fast and knows what he's doing, you're starting to see some of the stuff that he does. He's a big, strong dude that can make plays on the ball. And his college tape, one of the things that we loved about him was he was very, very hard to tackle. Those things you're starting to see a little bit more of because it's the natural process. It's a new language, and they're learning something incredibly different. Half their world, they have to align on a field that the dimensions are new to them. So you're saying 2 yards inside the numbers, and they're like, what? Where is they're just walking around? He just needs to continue to work, and I think you'll continue to see him make some plays.
He certainly looks like he's flourishing right now, man. And also, listen, you got to give some credit to what Tua is bringing to the table for this team. I think it feels like, no receivers seem to be really struggling as far as like the guys he's looking to get the ball to. Obviously, Tyreek Hill, you knew this guy was going to be great. Jalen Waddle, they're moving all over the place. They're giving a ton of reps to. He's looked fantastic. But now you see a rookie like Ezukanma come out here and he's making an impact, you also got to give credit to what he's getting from his quarterback play during camp as well. And look, the tough to tackle thing, I guess we'll see what that's like in the NFL. That's a tough thing. You don't really know in training camp. That's a tougher thing to gauge, obviously, because they're not going as full speed. But going into a joint practice, maybe we'll get a little bit more of a sense of that. And I think also one of the things you see is when you see a guy like Preston Williams come out last week and be so pissed about opportunity. Well, what could really kill your opportunity? A rookie in Erik Ezukanma, which is like, eesh, this guy's really good, and I don't really know if I'm going to beat him out. And so, like, when you hear Williams say things like, "Oh, well, I want to make sure coach is a man of his word," it's like, well, as I like to say, the facts have changed, Preston, and clearly whatever Erik didn't know in OTAs or wasn't as crisp on, he's gotten a lot crisper on, and seems to have a better knowledge of that all around, because he looks like he is getting right and could be making himself a player on this team. It definitely brings, I think, a little bit of a different skill set, obviously, than the dynamic speed that they have all around with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Having that guy who can go up and get him, go up and make plays like that is still a valuable thing and still something that they need, and clearly seems like he has some physicality that the team likes. And look, I'm going to admit it. Like, when I saw they didn't have many draft picks this year, right? And when they took a wide receiver, I was like, it's kind of interesting, taking a wide receiver. And, realizing that defense was pretty solidified, but you thought with all the money that they had spent at wide receiver and the draft capital that they put in a wide receiver, I was still a little bit surprised that they went in that direction. But to their credit, going and picking the guy because you like his talent and you feel like he could flourish, that's what good organizations do. So they have been they have been impressed. I think the fans have been impressed with everything that he's brought to the table. Dolphins going into this week saying that they got this joint practices coming up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers before we get some first preseason action. Definitely curious to see what the reps are going to look like in a little bit and see where we are at with the the playing time for everybody. I can't imagine guys like Tyreek Hill are going to play very much, or even Jalen Waddle. I just, how it is these days. These guys just don't seem to use the preseason like anything anymore. This seems like a very, very cautious coaching staff. They have load management days for their veterans, and they really do seem to almost value these joint practices even more so than they will the preseason game, and see where things are at with that. But Tyreek Hill says that he is looking forward to going against somebody else.
Yeah, man, I'm really sick of going against X, man. He been locking me up in practice, man. So I'm really eager to go against somebody else, somebody that I played twice, So I really can't wait to get to Tampa, and I know the guys are very eager to get down there as well to play. So everybody's excited, man.
Now, he did say that the day before that he and Tua torched X for a deep gain with Javon Holland there as well. So look, it's a very sweet thing for Tyreek Hill to say that X been locking him. That's what Tyreek Hill does. I love the fact that he gasses everybody up. He is out here and he is trying to get everybody in the mode of, hey, we are the best. This is how we are. This is the energy that we bring. And it's a great thing. I love the fact that you get that type of stuff from Tyreek Hill and the energy that he brings. He was even saying that he thinks that being too much of a bleep talker is probably what got him out of Kansas City.
Family, just who I am as a person, man. I feel like I've always been this way. But for me, man, you just got to know when to show it and know when to just be yourself, man. So I just feel like growing up my whole life, man, I've always been the fastest. I've always been a talker in track, basketball. So, once I made it to the league, man, it kind of carried on, and then I began to make plays. Then I began to talk a little bit more. So that's probably why they got rid of me in KC, because I started talking.
Maybe. I know they certainly think that now. I do a MMA show every week with a salty Kansas City fan, salty with Tyreek Hill and his antics afterwards, saying that he's trying to convince everybody and why he left. It's like, wouldn't you be convinced too? Like, if you are that type of good and you're that type of fast and your skills are that much better than everybody else's. And you even see in these lists that come out, what was it? Cooper Kupp came out with the top 5 list recently. No Tyreek Hill. Like, all right, dude. All right, Cooper. Mr. Triple Crown, Cooper Kupp. Good for you, dude. You know what? Aces. You put Odell Beckham on that top 5 list. Your little teammate. Not biased at all, are you? Not biased at all, are you there, Coop? Wanted to put Odell Beckham Jr., who hasn't been relevant in like 5 years, in front of Tyreek Hill. That's cool. He had like 1 catch. Ooh. Not the cheetah. He's not the fastest. And he certainly ain't the penguin. I don't know if you see, Jalen Waddle is like embarrassing everybody week by week. Day by day. These two are, I really can't wait to see this whole thing in action. The speed that's all around this team between Waddle and Reek and Chase Edmonds and Mostert. And my God, it really does feel like it's going to be electric. Please, offensive line, be decent. Please, just please. I hope. I really do hope. McCoachin on what makes Tyreek Hill so special.
Him particular, his personality, he's one of one. And, I think it speaks to how he plays the game. He's a shorter player that doesn't play small, and that is his edge. I've had players that have been similar in that manner, just not to that level. But the thing that people really don't realize that is so cool about him is he's also very, very accountable. He's one of the first people that I can show in team meetings and say, hey, this isn't to our standard or this isn't right. Because 10 times out of 10, ever since we started with him here, when I do that, the next day in the team meeting, I get to show him correcting the mistake.
There you go. And it is huge because if you have that star coach relationship, because that Tua, look, in a lot of ways, Tua and McCoachin, they need each other, right? But more so, Tua is I got to buy into this guy. This is the guy who believes in me. You would feel like accountability and all that stuff. That's going to be easier with a guy like Tua. And he also hasn't done anything in the league and doesn't have the credentials to really go in another direction. So it's different for that situation, more so than a guy like Tyreek Hill, who has done it. He won a championship. He's been an All-Pro. He's been a Pro Bowler. He's got the biggest contract. You guys have paid him already. It has the recipe for he could be a pain in the ass. And for him to have this attitude, that it's going to have that trickle-down effect. Waddle talked about this week, too. He's just like, man, one of the things that has been inspiring for him is I thought that I went about things hard and went about them the right way, but like Tyreek Hill, you could just see it can even be at another level. And so I really do think you have somebody who's had that much success and they breathes that much confidence into the team. And we've seen it all year with them and what this has meant for the organization as far as the belief in the quarterback and all that. And people have mocked him and looked at him one way or the other, but he's doing that with everybody, whether it's, you don't have to talk about a guy like Xavier Howard, but he still is. And the same way that he's doing with the coach, saying things like, this is the toughest offense I've ever had to learn. Everything is to the extreme with Tyreek Hill, but also for the little things like just doing things the way the coaching staff wants it. I really do feel like that has a huge effect on everybody else in the locker room.